Sup, dancing trap. How are you doing? Alright. Hmm. Oh, this is gonna take some time. Especially knowing that I only have, like, more than 3/4 left of this world. It seems really short to it seems really short in some ways, but it's probably gonna feel like an eternity. Um, I probably have close to, if I have to guess, if each section took around 2 months, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 months to get to half the world. And then I have another 8, probably a good almost 3 years. 25, no. Yeah, a good 2 and something years left on this project. Rough calculations, like super rough. Then I'm gonna move on to the nether. And then I'll move on to the end. The end will be my final journey to jump into the void and die. I don't know, just like I'm gonna do this section. Then I have 3.5 more sections of this. No. -100, -200, -300. So this is -100. If you don't count this section, then I have -200, -300, -400, and then -431, which is around 3 3/4 sections left. And then I have the other side of the world, which is gonna take another, dang, 862, so it's gonna take another 8.5 sections after that, so 11 3/4 sections. Probably around 11 more videos of this project. Just about 11 videos in terms of update videos. So yeah, this is gonna take a while. Only if I mind a large world. Which is kind of funny actually, I did some calculations on that, and it takes around, if you mined for your entire life, like literally your entire life, you can mine over 1 billion blocks, which is, wait, no, not a whole large world. Large world will actually take, you could actually mine 3 large worlds in your entire lifetime, but that's literally only if you spent your entire life mining. Only. If you couldn't eat, sleep, or do anything else, and you mined every single day, every single minute, for around somewhere around 80 years, you would hit around 1 billion blocks, which is crazy. They really should. I would love to switch to Bedrock if I could, but I'm not going to because of, obviously this is PS4, but eventually they will add PS4 to Bedrock, but I would love to put this world on the Bedrock version, just to, if they added Classic Worlds, just in case the PS4 gives out, or because I have actually a powerful computer that could actually run this better, and because I would have more devices to play it on. Yep. But I'm not switching until they add Classic Worlds. Until they add Classic Worlds, I'm not switching. I've played the Bedrock version on my Windows 10, but not on this world. Not on this world. I don't know, I've been looking up the updates, like the bee update. I did not think they would be adding bees. Interesting. I really want them to add a cave update, I really do. I mean, I know people have been saying it, but I really want it because I love mining for obvious reasons. Yes. Do you have specific money like Texas Tech does? Like the box that you get, like the money that they supply to you for the entire year or something like that? Do they have the same UTSA? Cram? Hey John, you should send me your schedule. Just to see, I'm kinda curious. Or like send me just your times for each class or something like that. Because considering you have better internet, if you have some spare time, we could play Smash later on or something. If you have spare time, that is. Out of anything they would add in Minecraft, they should definitely add more ores. Or you know, be also cool, new potions as well. Or what everybody else has been saying is the different cave biomes. That would also be cool, so you know what biome you're in. What they should actually do is, this may be, I don't know if this is actually possible, but they should make it where, kind of like mesa biomes have more ore, like more gold. They should have it like in sand biomes, should have more iron. Or like swamp has more redstone or something weird. That'd also be really cool. Not as insane as a mesa biome, that thing's crazy for gold. Can't wait to get to that section over there. Yeah, way over there. It's gonna be some fun times getting all that gold. I don't know, this project may not be as like... I mean, this project's pretty absurd, not gonna lie, but this project may not take as long as I may think it is. Especially if I mine, I think it's 60,000 blocks a day for an entire month. Roughly 30 days. For around 30 days, I can mine over almost 2 million blocks in a month. And I don't even have to spend that much time on the world either, which is crazy. It kind of just shows how much you can actually get done in a day. This world in general has kind of showed me what is actually possible in a Minecraft world. Even doing it by yourself. I think the most I've ever mined in one day was around 120,000 blocks. The most I've mined in a week was around close to 600,000 blocks. It's crazy. Oh, 60,000 blocks. Wait. 600,000 blocks, I mean. Not 6,000. Almost forgot to do this. At least his world loads in pretty quickly. For obvious reasons. I wonder where Green Putty Gaming is, or Pudgy, or how you, I think it's Pudgy Gaming is. I'm pretty sure while I'm streaming, I'm number 2 or 3 on the search engine for YouTube for Mine Out the World. Minecraft Mine Out the World. Which helps a lot when people look up Mine Out the World. What are you doing right now? So this music's stupidly loud, but... Hmm? Oh, Jesus. Almost broke my pickaxe. Didn't realize how low it was. Hmm? What do you mean by or not? Don't worry, I'm slightly confused as well. At least some people are joining. Jeez, like, I know last stream it took till, I think, an hour and 15 minutes before somebody even put a comment on the screen. I usually don't say much until somebody comments something, at least. The interesting part is the next section after the, half the world is gone. That's gonna be the interesting section, because it's gonna make like a weird L shape. But upside down. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that just happened. Dude, are you serious? It's like right on the edge of the... Right there. That's easy to get out of. Why not just drop off my stuff? You said I don't know what to do, and you... I'm so confused. That would actually be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, like just random bosses that could possibly appear. Could have done that a little bit easier, but whatever. They should make a boss that's out of whatever material the biome's in. So if it's like desert, it would be sand and sandstone. It would be really cool if it had like abilities, like if the sand one broke blocks underneath and made all the sand fall underneath you. Basically like an earthquake. Oh, you'd be really cool at earthquakes. They don't have many natural things in this world, like rainstorms. That's all they really have, are rain and thunderstorms. And thunderstorms don't even appear that often. Like a tornado would be absolutely insane. Granted, that would kind of force people to hide underneath into bunkers, but... Or they should at least make it where it only throws entities. Not blocks. Except natural blocks. Any blocks that you've placed should not be destroyed. Or moved. Or if something like a, hurricane would be interesting, because it would be a mixture of everything. A mixture of a tornado and a rainstorm. Floods would also be really cool. Like a deeper version of the rain, but it could flood certain areas of the world. Wait, what? What do you mean this again? explain yourself, Mr. What do you mean this again? I don't understand. I still think earthquakes would be really cool though. I feel like they'd be super laggy. Just like I actually haven't heard that noise before. It's like a train. Never heard that noise in my life. And I played this game many, many times. Besides that, I'm not too sure what else natural events they should add. Sand tornadoes would be cool. The typhoons would be really cool. Granted, all of this would be super laggy, but like even rain's laggy. I can't even imagine multiple blocks and stuff swirling around. Guess the only other thing they could really add that could make it really interesting is if they should really add Potion of Haste. I don't understand why they don't have Potion of Haste. I guess they just wanted just to make it specialized for beacons. I still don't really understand why, but what do you mean by this again, though? I still don't understand. Like, does that make any sense? They should really make it where, like, if you get a new ore or something like that, they should really do it where, if you get a new set of armor, it should add an effect to you. So, like, if you got something like ruby or sapphire or any type of ore, or they should make it where if they want to make beacons more valuable, you can increase the power of the beacon by depending on what kind of materials you have, like gold or diamond or emerald. Like if you could do a gold beacon or iron beacon, you can only get gold beacon would be 2 effects. Gold would be, actually, you know what, that wouldn't make any sense. No, you know what? No, that does kind of make sense. Yeah, iron would be 1 effect, gold would be 2, diamond would be 3, emerald would be 3, then diamond would be 4. You should make diamond, sapphire, and ruby equally the same, to a degree. The only difference is sapphire and ruby should be slightly softer than diamond for obvious reasons. Like, slightly less durability. Besides that, they should be pretty much the same. Gold, ruby and sapphire would be just as common as, not common, but as rare as gold. Sup? Surtax, QC. We're just talking about ores and how they could improve future updates or mining updates or anything, like if there was a mining update or cave update is what I've been saying. To destroy the world, if you're talking about future plans, the section I'm mining up right now is a 431 by 100 section. I'm going to be mining up 3.25 sections of these sections right here to get halfway across the world after this section. So technically 3.75 or whatever, however much long I have on this section. And then after that, I'm probably going to be doing the other half, which is going to take another 8.25 sections. That's about it. I mean, I don't really have a very simplified type of project. I'd rather not overcomplicate a project this big. Either way. Actually, my friends have done something like that, like stuff. My friends have made some odd structures. They're still making odd structures to this day, but I'm gonna make a separate world from this one, like copy this one, and I'm going to get a bunch of double chests and figure out how many blocks theoretically I could have had in a double chest or in a couple double chests. I'm gonna get rid of all the structures, and then it's mainly gonna be just for display purposes only type of world. But this world, if I finish it, I'm going to just keep it where it is. And I'm going to destroy the nether in this world as well. And then at the end, I'm literally at the end, I'm going to destroy the entire end and then just jump off and die. So then I'll have nothing left besides the ores that I mined up. Or not ores, but like the stuff that I smelted and mined up and yeah. I'm going to do some cool stuff as well, like putting a rail across the entire world. I'm going to do some cool stuff like mob grinding. Like I'm gonna figure out what's the best possible mob grinder in this game ever. In the console version, at least. Some cool stuff like that. Experiments, as you might say. nether one's gonna be interesting, not gonna lie. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that one. It won't take nearly as long as the overworld, but the lava though, that on the other hand, a whole different story. The blocks themselves aren't gonna take that long, but the lava though. Talk about a big, slow, painful process. Because I can't get in the lava unless I make a million fire resistance potions. Even then, it's still slower than anything you could do in a water. In part of the water world, or part of the ocean. Like, you can get rid of water much faster than lava, and that's saying something. Besides that, I'm not really too sure. Future plans are pretty set in place, I guess you can say. I'm not gonna make it super complicated like Operation Bedrock was. It's a cool plan, not gonna lie, but it's a pretty neat idea, I'll tell you that much. The way they're doing it. The problem is, whatever job I'm getting in the future, decent amount of overtime, just say that much. And streaming's gonna be a little bit more challenging just because I don't have set hours due to overtime in the future. Granted, the job itself pays pretty well, I'll just say that much, with overtime, but it's extremely dangerous. Probably one of the most dangerous jobs you could possibly do. But I've heard it's one of the most satisfying jobs as well, which I don't mind. Kinda like this project, to a degree. It's such a time waster, but it's so satisfying to do. I don't care. I want to be the first person to do this, and I want to be probably one of the only people to do this project ever. I could literally make history in this game. This project. Right now. First person to mine out the overworld, first person to mine out the nether. Yes. First person to mine out the overworld, first person to get rid of the nether, first person to actually get rid of the end, surprisingly. Never seen anybody do it. If you know somebody that can, I want to kind of see it. But I want to see somebody actually get rid of the end, that'd be cool. But I've never seen anybody even attempt the nether, like even try to attempt the nether, or even talk about attempting the nether. Like, it's way more doable than this project. Nobody talks about it. Like, this project alone it's doable, but it's absolutely insane. Just by itself. I was really thinking about doing this either by myself or with one of my friends, or the co-owner of this project, I guess you could say, to a degree. Granted, I've been doing most of it because he can't really join too much, but yeah. I know a lot of people have asked to join, but I'm basically doing this project semi to solo to semi-solo. Basically, like it's like 99.99999% solo. Just the mining portion. There's that giant farm that I have, if you noticed on the side of the mine. He actually did a lot of that farming, which definitely did help to some degree, but since they changed the villagers, it's gonna be painful to get villagers back. I'm gonna do it eventually. If these pickaxes, if I somehow have a streak of breaking pickaxes, I need to get more villagers, or I can't get any more pickaxes. Actually, well, I have plenty of mending. I could probably make a few more pickaxes. But not many. Not for... And to be honest here, I don't really have the supplies to supply multiple people for pickaxes. To be completely honest with you, I haven't actually told anyone this, except for, obviously, Matt. We tried to add 2 people at one point. It didn't really go that well. At all. Granted, this was almost like this was months back. Like this project does feel like it's kind of flying by, not gonna lie. Hey, that rhymes. But you could, I don't know how Sword King's doing on his project, but well, I do. I kind of just visited his stream a couple days ago, but I think that he's probably the closest one to letting somebody join. Granted, he's also only doing friends only at the moment, but he at least has friends besides my one friend to actually do this project by himself. Considering he works 2 part-time jobs, I don't know, to be honest. Like, he's not exactly in the best position. To complete that project. Like, it's gonna take him, I think at the rate that I calculated, it's gonna take him a good, like, 20-30 years. Granted, he's done decent progress at the moment, but granted, the way he went to get the diamond pickaxes, I don't really agree with that, to be honest. The fact that he literally got diamond pickaxes. I mean, he used stone pickaxes until he got 10,000 iron. It's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, the difference between a stone and iron is quite significant compared to an iron and diamond. It's not really an exploit. I mean, resetting the end isn't an exploit because it's made in the game. I don't know. People have asked me if I duplicate it. It's like, no, definitely not. I don't know why I would duplicate on a world like this. I mean, I see the purpose of it, but I mean, I really don't at the same time. You know, if somebody actually does this world in just creative, I would actually give them almost more credit than doing in survival. The only reason why is because haste doesn't work in creative. Haste 2 does not work in creative. Beacons in general do not work. So you're mining just as fast as creative. The only advantage you have is the fact that you can break every block without worrying about. somebody can actually do this in creative, I would definitely almost give them more credit than doing the survival. Only because the resources actually aren't that hard to come by on console. Just thing is, you need some kind of villager, 2 villagers. You have to get pretty good with villagers. And you need a good base on your world, like destroying the Ender Dragon consistently. Consistency in this world is completely the key to success. Good planning as well. If you don't have good planning, you're kind of a mess on a project like this. You're kind of just like, you can't calculate anything, and to be honest, you really can't do this. If you turn the entire world to stone and started mining, there's no possible way you would see enough progress for your brain to even get some kind of, like, this section alone is almost pushing the limits of patience. You'd literally need the patience of a god, which even for me that has ridiculous amounts of patience, you can still get burnt out even with good amount of patience. Okay. Dang, I've actually done quite a bit. I think theoretically the fastest mining speed is 20 blocks per second. I don't know how to reach that 20 blocks per second. I don't remember the reasoning why either, though. I love the science behind behind the insta mining. I find it very interesting. It's basically just like you take the multiplier of the block hardness, which is stone 1.5, and then you multiply it by 30 to get the absolute maximum mining speed, which is why efficiency 5 with haste 2 with haste 2 equals insta mining, because it's over 45, it's up to 47, which means that you're technically breaking, and because it gets rid of the delay in the pickaxe and the mining speed. So anything below that 45, there's a quarter second delay, which is a huge difference, even though it's the same mining speed. Maybe slightly faster than efficiency 5, which is the reason why if you have efficiency 5 with unbreaking 3, with haste 2, efficiency 5, and unbreaking 3, the reason why why haste 1 doesn't work is just because it's just below the 45 block, the hardness value, or not hardness value, but the mining speed. I'm not really too sure where that 30 comes from. That does make sense though. What is it? Another thing is the God, imagine placing every block back down again. Oh, well, it's gonna be a pain to get rid of in a second. I don't even want to know how much longer this challenge would take if I, not challenge, but project this would take if I collected every single block. I don't even know if the PS4 would handle it, honestly. I don't think the PS4 could handle a project like this with all the chests. Yep, there it is. Not too sure what else to talk about. Oh my god, that's so annoying. That sound. Honestly, this project by itself will actually surprisingly could technically make you more productive. At least not biologically, but psychologically. Just because of the level of, not even just the focus, just the level of patience you need for a project like this, just to even come close to completing it, is actually kind of mind-blowing. The level of commitment you need as well is definitely something kind of out of the ordinary for sure. Still want to send this IBX toy cat. If somebody can do that, that would be nice. I don't want to send it myself on Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter. Just somebody. I've been trying to ask for Matt to do it for a long time. The longest pieces of time. Still hasn't done it yet. I just want to see his reaction to it. See if somebody... Well, I just want to see his reaction to it. If he says anything at all, at least. If he doesn't say anything, then I don't know. At least I tried. I do want to get an Elgato soon. I think one of the biggest things about this psychologically is the fact that you don't get anything out of it. Besides personal satisfaction, which is a lot harder in people's heads than it is to wrap around. Personal satisfaction is definitely something that people can't wrap their head around too well. They try to get satisfaction of others instead of themselves. It's like, oh, is this good enough? Is this good enough? I thought this is good enough. No, it's not. Unless you're actually doing some kind of business and you actually need somebody else's satisfaction. Other than that, You mean nothing to yourself. If you aren't satisfied with yourself, how could you expect other people to be satisfied? Satisfaction of others will not change your own satisfaction of yourselves. I want to try horse mining. Seriously, I think that would be really fun. I may need... Oh, of course. In my off time, I may just do horse mining. Just because. Why not? Basically, just find the fastest horse possible, which I don't know what it is. I know in the Bedrock version I found the fastest horse possible, but this version I haven't found any of it. And then mine in a straight line just to see how theoretically fast you can move. Because you can only move so fast with speed 2 and yourself, but you can't do elytra jumping while you mine. It'd be weird. You can't elytra jump while you mine. At least I don't think. No, there's no way. It just doesn't work. It's technically faster than just sprinting, but I've never actually tested elytra jumping with other speeds, like theoretical speed, like speed 3 and speed 4. Oh, that was close. Dude, doing this project without speed, I know I used to do that. It's so much faster than speed, than regular, just no speed. It's crazy how much slower regular speed is. Or regular just walking. It'd be fun messing with speed 3 and speed 4 with this mining project. Or they could do it like, it's maybe a tad overpowered, but not really. You could do iron could be level 1 everything. Gold could be level 2 everything. Level 3 would be something like emerald. Level 4 would be... You know what, just screw emeralds because it's so easy to get them in the new update, and because of just in general, they're kind of easy to get. Diamond could be level 4 of everything. Redstone could be level 3. Or some lapis or redstone could be level 3. Diamond could be level 4 of everything. That'd be crazy though. It has to be full of whatever material. So imagine a full diamond beacon with like speed 4, haste 4. Jeez. That'd be cool though. But it would literally take, I think, close to 2,000 diamonds just to make a full diamond beacon. Just one diamond beacon. That'd be so cool though. It'd be so worth it though. Imagine like a 6-tier diamond beacon with haste 4, speed 4, jump boost 4, strength 4. A regeneration 4. Resistance 4, basically never die, ever. This technically is a mob farm. This thing that I have, this section, or this mine is technically a mob farm. It spawns so many mobs, it's actually kind of ridiculous. It's almost unreal. could technically farm mobs on this thing easily. Almost halfway done with this section. Almost. I still have a whole nother like hour or so before I have to, not have to go to bed, but before. I'm really glad I'm done with high school though. I'm not forced to get up at 7 in the morning. Forced, that is. If I want to get up at 7, I could. I don't know if I would do an early morning stream though. Morning streams, I heard, don't do so well. Just because nobody really watches them. I could do one for time zone sake. Or sake. Time zone sake. Frick. Sake. Time zone sake. Sounds so weird. I don't know why I want to say steak. Really don't know why. Time zone state. Well, time zone sake. Time zone sake. God, that sounds so weird. Why does it? What's it? That's kind of a weird mind game. Just trying to say that. Just trying it to. English has died. In my mouth. I don't see the big deal about reading books. It's not even like I don't understand why reading books is. It's not much different from reading articles or watching YouTube videos. As long as you're learning something, you're good. But just it's like financial gurus read like a book per like 3 books per month or something. It's like you really don't need to read those books unless it's like maybe it was back like 10 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago. Maybe it would make sense to read books like The Millionaire Next Door and stuff like that, but besides that, I thought about reading books, but I'm like, nah, there's not really any point, honestly. You really don't, like, it's only concepts mainly in books. I guess the only thing it really gives you is a mindset, but that god dang it. Mindsets only, honestly, they don't even take any books or anything, they just take time to get steady. And sometimes mindsets are a bit too cliche to a degree, or how people express mindsets. Mindsets aren't really something that you can just flick on a switch and become that person. They just take time. can't just become something just as fast as possible because you're just not used to that thinking. And most people who try to do that millionaire mindset or whatever, anything like that, just doesn't work that well. I'm starting to understand a little bit more of how the psychology of depression and stuff like that works, and how to fix people's way of thinking and stuff like that. Oh, that took a while, but let's go. That was 6 pickaxes right then and there. Before I do that, I want to get a horse. Second section. Right here, 300. Third section.
Thank you for finishing.
Okay. grab it real fast. Wow, you fast. Finally, jeez. Wow, this is such a slow horse. Holy jeez. I wish I run faster than this one. Sorry to do this to you, but oop. Oop. Don't need you anymore. Too loud. What am I doing? Wait. Wow, how did I get that? God, that's so loud. Let me turn this down. Jesus Christ. This is 15% volume and it's this loud. God dang, that's loud. 15% volume. Oh, for... There you are. Yeah. Boop. Dude, this is... Best part of the end music right now. That's it. God, it's so loud. Oh, thank God. I love the music, but it's so freaking loud. Jeez. I may just finish off this section and then just be done for tonight, honestly. I'll just start off with a clean slate, I guess you could say, with the sections. I don't know. I think the fastest I've ever killed Ender Dragon was a good, I think it was like, I had a strike 2 potion, I killed it before it even ran out. So it was at least roughly 60, I mean, it was probably around 70, 80 seconds. What am I doing? Honestly though. I think after this section, I think I'm good. Dang, people are joining like crazy actually. Kinda crazy. I know I shouldn't use crazy that frequently, but whatever. It's kinda crazy how much I'm using crazy so much. Hello, El Frigilero? I don't know a clue how to say your name. I think I butchered it really badly. Frigilero? Frigilero? I have no idea how to say that. El Frigil? Okay, I'll just call you Lee. What's up, Lee? How did you find my video anyway? Or my live stream? I'm actually curious how people are finding my live stream, just out of curiosity's sake. Was it just kind of like... Was it just randomly finding it in Minecraft videos, or was it recommendations, or was it something? Give me just a I don't know. Was it recommendations, or was it something else? Something else that I'm missing? Is it the YouTube algorithm? Am I actually in its favor for once? Because that would be nice if it actually was. I may try to get an Elgato soon, though. Be nice. Do donations and stuff like that. That would be quite nice to do. And better stream quality in general. More unique stream quality as well. Considering I already have OBS. I just need Streamlabs. The problem is setting everything up. I heard it's not the easiest thing to set up either though. I don't know. Is it recommendations or... Because I've heard if you stream enough or you watch or you like do enough videos or post enough, you will eventually be in YouTube's algorithm, or YouTube will favor you more than some creators. Or if people don't post for a long time, it's almost impossible for... You won't get the notifications. Like, it will get to the point where your subscribers won't get any of your notifications again. I don't know. I'm not expecting hundreds of viewers on this project, but as long as I get decent publicity, even decent amount will be fine. Or if somebody can send this to a bigger YouTuber like IBX Toycat or something, somebody like that, that would be nice. Because I know he likes big projects, or he likes stuff that's kind of mind-blowing, like this project alone. I know to most people this project's kind of mind-blowing, but for me, it's not really that mind-blowing anymore. It used to be, but considering how big these sections are and how little dent of the world I'm actually putting into this world, I wouldn't say it's super mind-blowing to me. Maybe back into like the quarter, like 3 million block, 2 million, 3 million block, it was kind of mind-blowing. But beyond that, it was just kind of... Imagine being sponsored. That'd be so funny. Just to do big projects, I wouldn't mind it. If I could literally just get sponsored to do big projects, that'd be so funny. It's like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I mine. Or what do you do for, what do you sponsor for? Oh yeah, mining. I dig holes. That sounds weird though, saying that. Dang, I thought I had a lot more mind. God, I want to finish this section so quickly. I want to finish it quickly, but I can't. Like, this is definitely a project for just... I wonder if there's anybody who's like, if you gave this to somebody who has like stupid amount of patience, not counting me, and just gave them this project of mining out the world, how long would it actually take them if there was no limitation to, like, if they could just live off of nothing, like they got no expenses of nothing? How long do you think it would actually take them? Or if they would just quit in general? Or if they would actually be up to the challenge? You could technically do this in you could technically do this challenge in 1 month. I mean, not 1 month. 1 year. It would take a lot of dedication, though. It would take probably a good 8, probably close to 50 something hours a week. 56 hours a week. Something along the lines of that. It would take a lot of hours, so. You go. Besides that, really? YWYD? What does that mean? Is it? Aw. There we go. This looks so weird. Frick. Whatever. What's WYD mean? Like something that I need to know. Oh, what you doing? Oh, I'm mining out the world. Section, chunk by chunk. Not even chunk. Section by section. Literally hundreds of chunks at a time. Over 160 chunks per section. Granted, the first sections I did weren't even close to that. I basically worked my way up to mining, this big of a section. I basically worked up my patience, to be honest, more than anything. If I started this section like this, ooh, would that be painful. Because I thought mining a 200 by 50 section was... Like, people think of this project as like banter, but it's one of those silly projects where it's crazy enough that somebody could do it, but it's almost too crazy for somebody to even try this project. If you think about it, like, just like how some people invented something, people thought it was the craziest thing in the world, but when they invented it, they got a ton of respect for it. It's kind of the same thing. If you start this project, they're gonna think you're absolutely insane. But when after you finish it, they're gonna think of you as a god. An absolute god. I thought about that actually, about like weird productivity and stuff like that. This is, to a degree, I'm actually it may not seem like I'm doing anything to some people, but I technically am. Like, I'm in a way procrastinating, but I'm not at the same time, because it's something I want to do. It's like, how is that technically procrastinating if you're not doing anything? If you think about it, like, it's kind of those weird things. How is it procrastination if it's something you actually want to work on or do? Or not do, but just work on. Like, there's some project, and if you're working on it, is it technically procrastination or is it not? Because in a way, it's procrastination is avoiding whatever work you're doing, and if this technically is work, then never really considered it too deeply though. The weird thing is explaining what you're doing to the outside world. If this is all I did, like if I did early retirement in a couple of years, like good 6 to 8 years, if I did early retirement and mainly did this for most of my free time or almost all my time in the world, imagine explaining that to somebody. They would think you're just like, what? Or they think of you as a lazy, unproductive person, but if you're already early retired, then you're good. I want to retire by around 27, 28, maybe. I could probably do it even earlier than that, which is crazy. I could probably do it by 25 if I really put my mind to it. Actually, I'm going to, but when I put my mind to it, I definitely could retire by 25. Which is crazy, considering, like, some people are barely getting out of college. Some. Mainly doctors and lawyers and master's degree. The crazy thing about something like college is the fact that there's so many things you don't need to learn, but somehow you have to take the class. It's like, you're gonna forget it. A lot of stuff you learn in college, or schooling in general, you're not gonna remember, or it doesn't apply to you even to the slightest degree. Now, real world knowledge, which is I love real world knowledge, because it actually applies to whatever you're gonna be doing in the future, or what, no matter what, it's universal, at least to some degree. That's why I love personal finance. Or investing. Personal finance, investing, happiness, free time, psychology of happiness, and the judgment of others and stuff like that. I love stuff like that. I'm not really about the work grind, per se, but it doesn't mean I can't work. This is technically a work grind if you think about it, but it isn't at the same time. The thing is, I don't care if this project takes like a couple more years, but I don't want this to take like another 20 years. I want to do something else, or not do something else, but I want to work on another project eventually. But I do want this to get done in a reasonable amount of time. I just kind of feel bad doing this project like for long periods of time. Like I know that judgment of others type of thing, but god dang, like I know the job I'm gonna be getting, or career to a sense, is gonna pay good. It's very dangerous, but it will be pretty fun. Not gonna lie, from what I've heard, and it's not boring, which I like. I like non-boring things. Ironically, right? Very ironic. I know that's super ironic, but I mean, I wouldn't consider this super boring. Like, there are way more boring things to do. Like, mining with the stone pickaxe is way more boring than mining with this pickaxe. Like, this insta mining thing actually keeps you somewhat. It kind of helps your hand-eye coordination to a degree, just because of the how many times you have to move. I'm gonna be right back. I need to do something real fast. Now I'm actually back. No, I actually just graduated last year. I'm going to do a non-union. I'm gonna be a non-union electrical lineman. Because I know when I try to go to a school, like a union school, for just being an electrician in general, the union I went to, for some reason I went through all the application process. I went through phases, I went through 3 of the phases, up to the, what is it? Up to the interview phase, and then apparently I didn't do well in the interview phase, and they wanted me to get 6 months of experience. I don't understand that. Still doesn't make any sense. It still baffles me the fact that in a training alliance, went to college night and even said no work experience required. And one of the perks was the fact that you can get out of high school to get into this to make more money than most college graduates because of the 4 years that the people that are in college aren't working. The people that are out of college that are going into this union are building up to become a journeyman. But it's kind of sketchy in my opinion, so I was like, screw you, and I went to a local place 20 minutes away instead of 40 minutes away into a busy city. It's like, well, you know what, it's better to stay home and make that extra overtime to being an electrical lineman, and doesn't seem boring either. It actually seems like a fun job. Not exactly fun, obviously really dangerous, but like just the job, hard to explain, honestly. Not sure if you heard that or not, but yeah, there's that. Any stories? Interesting. About high school? I would have to say probably, that's a tough one actually. Considering our school is super small and we don't have too much drama, I guess, at all. In our school, at least not even close compared to bigger schools next to us. I don't know any stories, to be honest. There wasn't anything significant. I can tell about some of the experiences, like, I guess one would have to be going to regionals and cross country. That was a good thing. I mean, that thing wasn't, considering the fact that I had knee problems literally through high school, entirely high school, and the fact that I was one of the fastest long distance runners we had, and one of the only, probably one of the only 5 long distance runners we've had in the past like 3 years. It's kind of sad saying that, but yeah, 5 or 6 long distance runners. I was a very, very small minority of people. Like pretty much, I'm pretty sure half my friends were in cross country. There were like 3 or 4 of them at least. Cross country alone. I don't know why. It's just became our thing in athletics. Even though athletics didn't really care for us, to be honest, at all. They just didn't care. Even though they seemed like they said they were becoming a program, air quotes, if they could actually ban all the sports together instead of becoming, let's say our athletic program was basically just football and basketball program. It's not an athletic program. It's a football and basketball program, basically. And some baseball, occasionally. Too bad one of our best cross-country coaches of all time, probably, by far, out of the 4 years left us. If he would have stayed, we definitely would have climbed up the ranks. The interesting thing is the fact that I literally qualified for area for the 800 meter in track without training because of my knee problems. And another thing is, we were the first graduating class to go in a new field for over, I think it's like 100 years. The first class to be on a new stadium in over 100 years. I think we were the 100th class, I'm pretty sure as well. Which is crazy. A whole junior high was built next to it too. It's kind of crazy. It's just like 1 year. It was a whole junior high and a track in 1 year built. I don't know. Our school was somewhat lackluster in terms of stories. I don't know, schooling in general, like learning everything about the world and money and stuff like that, personal finance and the power of money is just like, if you're wondering what my time was for the 800, it was a 2:11, which isn't that good in my opinion at all. I mean, it's pretty good for not training, but besides that, I didn't really do too much, which I don't really care for that too much. I mean, if I didn't do that, I easily could have made it to a D1 college if I didn't have knee problems, very easily. Very little training, I made it to almost no training at all in cross country. I was put on JV just for one race. I was in the top 5 for JV. I know JV doesn't seem that fast, but considering JV isn't too much slower, I was in the top 6 or 5 up until 2 miles until my knees started hurting. That's without almost no training at all. Very little training. Easily could have broken. Fastest 5K is probably a 19:06, and that was before I even started almost training. I did about a month. This was a month before the season even started, and I was already running a 1906, which doesn't sound that fast, but considering it was my junior year and I didn't have almost any practice at all beforehand, or I had practice, I mean, but it wasn't like, I never went through a full season without my knees stopping me halfway through. Actually, not even halfway through, almost quarter way through. I know during, the only time my knees didn't hurt was freshman year. And because we didn't do almost anything freshman year. But sophomore and above, we did a decent amount. Sophomore to junior year, huge difference. That's when we got our new coach, and then he left 2 years after that. It's really upsetting. Besides that story, it kind of sucks. I didn't get to run for anything. Yes. Honestly, in terms of for the school, I was probably the fastest overall runner in the entire school. You're talking, do mind you, I was probably the fastest long distance runner at the school for the time, especially during training. Like my warm up was a 6:25, just a warm up before I do a 5-mile run. That was before my knees gave out. That was before the season even started. And then about a meet or two in, that's when my knees started to give in, basically. I tried everything. Another thing is, let's just say I could go from doing 5Ks to doing, I could have been the 400 meter relay as well. I was probably the maybe top 10 fastest people in our school. And we had some pretty fast people as well. We weren't slow, even to the slightest. Like, I'm pretty sure in other schools, I definitely could have been on the relay team. I ran a 52-second 400 without training or weightlifting at all. No weightlifting to the slightest because of obviously my knees, and I couldn't get any strength training in, which is pretty, I wouldn't say it's super vital for 400 meter runs, but it's pretty necessary. Somehow, the crazy part is the fact that how I even qualified our area was kind of something else. The fact that I got 5th, I technically got 5th in the 400, I mean the 800, but somebody dropped out of the 800, and then it put me into 4th, and then I got to qualify. Too bad that still didn't make any difference though, because my knees were still killing me during that race. My knees just kept giving and giving and giving. The funny thing is the fact that my coach, when I ran, I just didn't go into any practices because of my knees. I noticed that every time I kept running, practicing, my knees would collapse, like, because they'd be worn down, keep wearing down and keep wearing down. Not figuratively, whatever. But besides that, I'd stop training, and then the funny thing is, our meet, we haven't hosted a track meet ourselves in, I don't even want to know how long, like 30 years or 40 years or something like that, maybe even longer. This is our first meet, and I got second, yeah, second, with almost no training. That's when I ran that 211. But yeah, that's an interesting story. When I ran the 211, I don't know. I don't even know if I found a 211 even that impressive without training. I would find it pretty impressive without training, because that, what is that, a 65 per lap? Like, some people can't even run a 65 lap without dying, but running a 65 lap without any training and still qualifying for area, basically. Now, if I would have... But during district, it was kind of upsetting too, because I literally had enough sprint in me to pass, I think, probably at least half the top leaders, at least. I probably could have gotten either second or third during the district meet if I had my knees. But besides that, I guess things just happen for a reason, honestly. If I didn't have my knee problems, I probably wouldn't have known too much about personal finance. And I would have just taken everybody else's route of college and getting a degree and then going to get a job, or maybe even not even find a job, because knowing how competitive jobs are these days, good luck finding any. But I mean, obviously they're there. I mean, besides that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened, to be honest, if I didn't have my knee problems. It's hard to say. Good. Just a stream? Probably after this section. This section right here. This little section. That's it. After that, I'm done. I wasn't expecting this to take so long, but this is the final little section until I'm done for today. Until either tomorrow or... Because, to be honest here, I don't stream every day. I'll work on the world close to every day, but I won't stream every day. Maybe later on I'll stream more, but... If you mean me in general being on YouTube, I don't know. I do have another channel, but it's for another game. Completely different game. I want to focus more on this, though, and Smash. It's another game I'm been playing. I need to make a channel for it. This channel enough, this project enough needed a channel on its own. But I do play Smash as well. Pretty good at it too, considering I played Smash 4 since 8th grade, which is about 2014 when it first came out. Back in well, when I got it in December, but it came out in November. Besides that, I've been playing Smash fairly quite a bit. I also swim as well. But besides that, if you're talking about just gaming, Smash is probably my second most played thing besides this. I know before this I played Geometry Dash for 3,000 hours or whatever. I wasn't very good at it. I didn't find any like good uses for it. Beat Saber is the other thing I play though. I played quite a few games. I more or less specialize in games for a while. Like a long while. I'm not much of a variety person. Besides that, this is gonna be the final little area. I need to stop saying besides that. It should be a quote. I should put that at one of the YouTube titles. Besides that. God. Besides that. God. I did that one on purpose, but I could say it again, but I'm not saying it. Imagine if I just sold merch that says just besides that, or besides that, just in air quotes. That'd be kind of funny. Just because I say besides that too much. Whoa. I actually thought about putting my banner in the world. The banner would be really cool as a shirt merch, though. Um, the only main reason is because I know the people do variety channels, but I don't know, like, the games I play are so different than each other. Like, they're so different from each game separately. I just don't know how I could do something like variety. Like, there's only a few variety streamers that actually do well, or that are actually recognizable by themselves. I could do a variety thing, but I don't know, like, it would be crazy doing a variety for 3 games that are polar opposites of each other, like, completely polar opposites. Like, they couldn't be any more polar opposite than each other, besides maybe, like, a racing game, which I was into racing for, like, 13 years. No, 9 years, if you don't count my first 4 years of growing. I don't know why I quit racing games, to be honest. I just don't... There just haven't been any really good racing games that have actually caught my interest. Besides, like, Forza, Horizon. There's just nobody... I mean, like, it's hard to play racing games or something like that without any friends that actually enjoy racing games. Like, there are very few people now. Like, I feel like racing games are almost... They haven't died, but they definitely have slowed down in terms of popularity. What I've noticed. There's a few exceptions, but... Like, I felt like racing was a lot more like racing games in general are a little bit more popular back then. This is taking so much longer than I'm expecting it to take. Just gonna point that out. Remember when I say little sections? Don't think they're little. Don't ever think they're little sections. You know, I could turn this project into a very deep, dark project. Like the fact that there was so much growth into this world, and then I just destroy it all. All my stuff is gone, all the bases are gone, mines are gone, just wiped from existence. Forever gone, never get them back. All trees are almost gone. All the sand in my world is almost completely disposed. Almost all grassland or grasslands are almost destroyed. Everything is being destroyed at the very second, just like this world could be. Or the real world, that's what I mean to say as well. I actually don't know why I keep saying besides that. Luckily I haven't said it in a while besides there. Don't know when I started saying that. Or why I started saying that. I don't know, most people usually have this like phrase that they say all the time. Sure, why not? You can go first. Because I know it's going to take you longer to not think of one, but write it down than me just saying one. I hate ravines sometimes. Oh, that was close. You can go first if you want to. Or you can do your would you rather first. This is my 9th pickaxe. Today. Hmm? What's your question? Dang. Did not notice this. What's your would you rather question? Hmm? Doesn't go trough. Does it... Are you saying it doesn't go through? Like you can't put it down in words? I'm not too sure what you're saying. Frick. I guess I could do mine, or do one at least. Would you rather... Hmm. I know people usually do the fire and ice one. Not the fire and ice one, frozen or burned to death. Most people usually do that one, but I guess you could do... Would you rather... God dang. I think I overcomplicate this game way too much. Okay, so here's this. Would you rather swim? Like breathe underwater and swim forever, like you never get exhausted underwater? Or would you rather fly? Fly. Okay, makes sense. Um, would you rather? Hmm. Sorry to say. Would you rather? God damn, it's hard to say, but oh, here's an interesting one. Never really heard this one, but would you rather hear anything you want? Like you can tune out to anything and hear anything across the world? Would you rather be able to touch anything? Like no matter how hot it is, no matter how cold it is, whatever, like you could just do anything with it. This is taking forever. This section's almost done too. Be able to touch. Okay, it's actually makes sense. Um, would you rather? That's a hard one. Oh, yeah, the classic. When or know how you will die. That's actually a tough one. Never actually considered trying this question out, but I would really have to say I would definitely have to say when. Because the thing is, this question's kind of interesting, or it's kind of ridiculous at the same time, because if you know how you're gonna die, you could technically avoid it. Unless it's literally a meteor strike. But no, I would if somehow I couldn't change how I could die, like no matter what, how I could die, I would actually rather know if I can when I could die, because I could plan to do other things and stuff like that. You know what I mean? If I knew how I could die and I could change it, then I'd rather know how I could die to some degree. But if I knew when I could die, obviously you can't control when you die, but you can at least savor the time you have before you die. Maybe another. Get skinny the more you eat. Depends on how skinny, because if you get skinny to the point where you can't even, like, walk anymore. The thing is, that's kind of a double negative, honestly. I'd want neither of those unless there's a limit to how skinny or how fat you get. I'd rather get skinnier the more I eat, I guess. I mean, I think it kind of depends, in my opinion. Like, the question's kind of skewed just because what if you eat? Is it dependent on how much you eat, or is it just like a constant build up? Because if you get fat by eating nothing and you just keep getting more fat, of course you're gonna eat. But if you eat, but if you just keep eating, then you'll just keep getting more and more skinny. But if you just stop eating, will you get more fat in the process? Is it a balancing question, or is it like, or is it more of a? Because I would rather get more skinny, or skinnier, whichever one. The more I ate, I'd rather do that. Because it also kind of depends on what you eat too. I don't know. I'd probably just go with the skinny the more you eat. Only because of that. Like, it's one of those weird... Some of these questions seem so... Like, these classic would you rather questions are kind of vague in my opinion. Just because of the weird... Because they're almost both double negatives. They're kind of both a negative. Yeah, that's my answer. It's a really complicated one, but I don't care. If you had another one, I can think of another one if you don't have another one. Would you rather... It's a hard one. Dang, it's really difficult to think about off the top of your head, especially unique ones that I'm thinking of. I like classic ones, but I like thinking of all unique ones as well. Would you rather... Would you rather be able to teleport wherever you want? Or would you rather want or would you rather want other things to teleport to you? Like in terms of almost like telekinesis type of thing. You just think about something and it will appear. Would you rather something like that, or would you rather teleport to something else? you teleport. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Seems like a really weird one, thinking about it. But would you rather eat anything you want, or eat as much as you want of a food? Obviously, your normal tasting comes into play. As much you want without bad side effects, or would you rather want to eat anything you want? Sounds weird saying that, but so basically you have unlimited taste buds, or you could eat anything you want. And yes, there are people that do eat a lot of things that aren't somewhat consumable to some people, but still, I mean, you can literally eat anything you want, and there's no side effects. Just you can't eat much of it. I have another one that's kind of do with eating. It's more of an interesting one. It's kind of the same thing, but it's more like would you rather eat your favorite thing once, or would you rather eat, oh geez, I didn't realize how low my, brick. Is there any coal that I haven't mined up yet? No, I need to go deposit this coal. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know, that one seemed a bit more obvious talking about it more. I think this one seems a little bit less obvious, though. I'm trying to think of it. It's very similar. It's slightly skewed answer, though. Or slightly skewed questions. How about you can eat one food? It could be any food. You have no side effect. You can eat it as much as you want. Or you can eat can eat any food, but you get 10 times the amount of nutrients off of it. So like, you either go from super healthy or you just really want food to that degree. I don't know. It's hard to explain that one, but it's very similar. Basically, every food, you either eat one food only for forever that you like. You pick any one food, or you eat any food, but it can't be any of your favorites. But you get like 10 times the nutrient value. Like everything basically turns into a superfood. But it can't be anything you actually like now. If that makes sense. Not be able to hear, but see perfect. Wait, not be able to hear, but see perfect. If you consider glasses into the equation, actually, no, wait, if you can't see at all, then. Ooh, that's a really tough one, actually. Ooh, that's a tough one. Never mind. Not be able to see, but smell perfect. That's a really tough one, actually. I would rather see perfect and not be able to hear. Because, I mean, to be honest here, perfect smelling doesn't really... I mean, yes, I guess it can be helpful, but it's not as helpful as sight. Because, I mean, there is sign language. And you can, to some degree, make up what somebody's saying. Especially if you're good at reading lips. Which I'm not really good at reading lips, but... Okay, finally done, jeez. I'm gonna show you something real fast before I end the stream, but... Yeah, that's my answer. Not be able to hear, but see. Perfect. I want to show you that farm. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's absolutely massive. Even though it doesn't look that big because of how big the mine is right now. Before I end the stream off, I want to show you this farm. Absolutely bonkers. I mean, it's not as big as those tower farms. And considering I chopped off some of the farm, not gonna lie, because of the mine. It's still pretty massive, like, just for one or two people. Like, even for two people, if you can't actually get rid of everything without it growing back. Like, if you get rid of one of the sections, by the time you get rid of that section and come back, the next section's already growing. The next section's already grown by the second or third section. You basically have an infinite supply of whatever you want. I used a whole battery on my controller just today. Look at this farm. That's all wheat back there. Each section is like... Each of those little rows over there is 8. 8, 16, 30, 8, 16, 24, 32... I don't know, it's crazy. But, that section over there, that's like... It's like 1,100 wheat or something like that. It's crazy. The sugarcane was almost cut in half. No, not even cut in half. It was more like cut in a third because of the mine. It's like, jeez. Yeah, this farm was absolutely massive at one point. We thought about expanding it. If you see this right here, this was a whole expansion of potatoes or carrots or something. There used to be an ocean between this thing, but we kind of got rid of it. Yeah, this thing was a pain to build. Look how slow this is now. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this stream when I head down there. I guess I see you, I don't know, next stream or whenever you join back on. Oh, I guess I'll see you sometime soon, I guess. I don't know. Or next stream, or whatever stream you pop up in. Or whatever stream I pop up in, honestly. Considering how inconsistent I am at streams. Oops. That almost. Okay, yeah, that was almost a mistake. Okay, I'll see you.